Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks Football and welcome to. I don't think I've done this in a while, but a piece of news that's regarding the footballing world. And in today's one, I mean, it's about Thomas Frank at Tottenham because he's finally been sacked. Oh my, it's about time, man. Because Tottenham's. Listen, Bayern Munchen's little brothers, you know what I mean? Yeah, Harry Kane little brothers. Yeah, they've been struggling, man. It's as if they may need Harry Kane back. Ain't happening, by the way. But yeah, it's like wow. I mean, since Thomas Frank been hired, I mean they played against us in the friendly, lost 4-0. What else happened? They nearly won the UEFA Super Cup, but typical Spursy fashion, they bottled it to PSG. And they've just been going on a losing spree. But I mean, then again, if you look at the Champions League table, it'll tell you otherwise because they have been doing all right there. But then again, they've been playing some easy opposition, including a specific bum, yeah, that is rival with my club. Hold that, you frauds. Yeah, losing to these bummy Tottenham team. Oh my days, man. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. Typical Dortmund, man. Shaming Germany. It always has to be them. Shaming the country by losing to bums. It's typical. But we're talking about Tottenham Hotspur here. Yeah, Thomas Frank after Big Ange, which I did say at the time, should have stayed after winning the Europa League because they've never won a trophy since 2008 when they won the at the time Capital One Cup. And then they win the Europa League final against Man United after being in the dumps, and that's why they're in the Champions League. You know, it's almost like they should have given Big Ange an opportunity. You know, Ange Postecoglou, Kangaroos to Koglu, but nope, sacked because of what happened in the league. They were better off with Ange, I promise you guys. Or if you're gonna sack him, at least make an appointment useful for Spurs, because this appointment wasn't it. I thought it might have been. How wrong was I? So yeah, it is what it is. But I did say they were better off keeping Ange regardless. I remember saying that whenever I had a few conversations about Tottenham, especially when we played them in the friendly. So, yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point, guys. You know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press alarm bells, feature content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah you're good wherever you are. Now, I say we begin. Yeah, man. First of all, let's go through the piece of news itself. So, this is what I'm on about, guys. Yeah. Tottenham confirmed Thomas Frank has been sacked with immediate effect. Follows recent results, despite manager said last night he was 1,000% sure about being in charge against Arsenal. Now, that's supposed to be their next game, if I am not mistaken. If I am looking through Premier League games that happened yesterday, I believe Tottenham did play, and they lost 2-1. They lost 2-1 to MBS FC. Actually, they lost at home as well. It wasn't at St. James's Park. It was at Tottenham's ground. Wow. Yeah, Militao and Ramsey scored. And then what's his name? Gray for Tottenham scored. Archie Gray, I believe his name is. Is it Archie Gray? Yep, Archie Gray. I am correct. So yeah. That's what. Who's this Ramsey? Ain't no way. Jacob Ramsey. My days, blood. But yeah. Anyway, that was the result, and you know what? Let's get out of here for 1 second, and let's share screen the foot mob stuff. Yeah, because this was what happened last game. Yeah, yesterday. See, this is the performances of these Spurs players. Right now, I don't know how they played because I didn't watch the game. Neither did I see the highlights, but this is the result. And because of that, in the table, and I think this is the biggest problem. By the way, Newcastle, look at their record, and then boom, Tottenham Hotspur, and then look at this. Oh my God, loss, draw, loss, and they have Arsenal next. 29 points, 16th place. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable for a team that's supposed to be top 6. You know what I mean? So it's understandable why Frank is sacked, but he should have been sacked way earlier looking at that. I can't lie. Yeah. Some will say in hindsight, Spurs fans probably called it out. It is what it is. Yeah. Harry Kane, little brothers, they called it out earlier, the fan base at least. Yeah, some of them didn't. Right. Now you look at this. This is the record. Yeah, Tottenham under Thomas Frank, now sacked by Spurs management. 38 games in all competitions, 13 wins, 11 draw, 14. Look at how pathetic that is. My God. Oh my days. No wonder he got sacked. Oh my God. Stinky. And this is, who is this? I don't know who. Somebody will have to let me know who this board member is, because I forgot his name. But Tottenham's statement after on Thomas Frank. Thomas was appointed in June 2025, and we have been determined to give him the time and support needed to build the future together. However, results and performances have led the board to conclude that a change at this point in the season is necessary. Wow. Is there anything else I need to add? No, some Rashford news. By the way, yeah, I need to do a video. By the way, I need to do a video on this because this is wild. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be another video coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, crazy, crazy. So we look at all that, and then by the way, I saw something else as well. I saw something else here, and I wanna get to it before I give you my overall thoughts on everything. There was something I just seen, and this was like a few hours ago. I've seen it. Where was it? Oh, it's from Ben Jacobs, and this was the following. Now, I want you to take this with a grain of salt, but Mauricio Pochettino is open to returning to Tottenham, apparently. I will say this. Yeah, I will say this. I don't see this happening because he's coaching the United States and the United States are hosting the World Cup. Ain't happening. At least not now. Probably if it happens after the World Cup. So forget about it as an immediate interim or immediate replacement for Frank. Forget about that. Instant move on. Now, Tottenham should have sacked this guy ages ago, clearly. As you can clearly tell, Tottenham fans, there's a good portion that have been calling it out. There's a good portion that hasn't been. Now, what's weird is Tottenham in the Champions League, by the way, and this is something I have not talked about. They finished fourth. Bayern Munchen, my club, finished second. Arsenal top, Liverpool third, and Tottenham fourth, right? And that enabled Tottenham, alongside my club and others, to finish top 8. Now, I do have to say they had easy opposition. They only lost to PSG, it looks like, by the way. Actually, not only, but one of the losses was to PSG 5-3. The fact it was 5-3 is crazy, by the way. But yeah, regardless, they have finished top 4. So now, when you look at the knockouts, their path, them or Liverpool, gets either Juventus or Galatasaray, or Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid. Which if I was to make a prediction right now, to be honest, this game is more open than expected. This one, you would expect Atletico Madrid to go through, even though Club Brugge are not a bad side. So, yeah, I mean, Tottenham's path is still not going to be easy at all. So they need a top replacement by then. I will tell you this. I still think they can stay in the Premier League. Yeah, I don't think they'll get relegated. But I need to know, what type of fixtures do they have in the Prem? Now, that is the question. What type of fixtures do they have? Because their fixtures will tell me everything I really need to know. Let's look at their fixtures. So they have Arsenal. Let's see if they can get a result, because that's their next Premier League game. Fulham, Palace, Liverpool, and that's away. Nottingham Forest. So some of these games are doable. Some are doable. Yeah. Like, for example, hey, listen, could you imagine if they get a result against Arsenal? I don't think they will, but could you imagine? But I think the doable ones are like maybe Fulham, maybe Palace, Nottingham Forest, surely. You know what I mean? Sunderland, I doubt it. Brighton here, maybe in the end. Who knows? Like, again, it's doable for them to stay in the top flight. It really is. But then again, they need to make the right appointment because they've been stagnating since Pochettino. Yeah, they got Jose Mourinho, didn't go to plan. Antonio Conte didn't go to plan. Which other manager did they had this Ryan Mason guy? I think he was interim or something. Didn't go to plan. Who else am I missing? Ange Postecoglou Had a good start, didn't go to plan eventually. You know what I'm saying? So, and then now Thomas Frank, look what's happening. So, all I'm going to say is when it comes to Tottenham, they need to make the right decisions. And then also with their players. I mean, I know they have Matisse Tell and Palini who joined from my club. Yep, Matisse Tell permanently now. Yeah, Bowie, that's a steal for us. I can't like. Finally, we can sell players properly. And Palini is on loan. I would actually take him at Bayern still, you know. But besides the point, like they have them. They have obviously they have Solanke. They have Brennan Johnson. That guy's a fraud. Archie Gray apparently is decent. Papa Matassar, I think is his name. Is he decent? You know what I mean? Like they have some. Romero's overrated in my opinion, but people will rate him highly. You know what I mean? I mean, the Man United game should tell you everything you need to know. Van de Ven's the center back I really rate. You know, Jed Spence is decent. You know what I mean? So Spurs have decent players, but they don't have game changers. Maybe the one is I can think of is Madison, but Madison's too injury prone. I don't know. With Tottenham, it's a very, very awkward situation. I can tell you that for free. It's a very awkward situation, and they need to figure themselves out ASAP. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who's gonna be the manager that is gonna take over for Frank? Do I really need to ask you if it's a good idea to sack Frank or not? Because look where he was in the table, like I showed you earlier. Yeah. So yeah, but then again, people argue Champions League, but come on now. Like, who did they play in the Champions League, actually? I actually want to look through their games. Who did they play in the Champions League? Let's dissect this. So I'm going to go through their fixtures that they played within the Champions League. Okay? This is what we're going to do. Is there a way I can... Okay. So, they played Frankfurt. Frankfurt, I can tell you as a Bayern fan, this season they've been terrible. Borussia Dortmund hit and miss. So, Dortmund shaming Germany as usual. Right? I mean, some years they'll make it far only to shame us. Then you have what you call it? Who else in the Champions League? Let's see. Okay, Liverpool. I see Copenhagen. Come on now. PSG is okay. That's one opponent right there. Yeah, Borussia Dortmund should have been the other one, but Dortmund is shaming Germany again. Slavia Praha, really? Villarreal, terrible. Who else? Bodo Glimt have had the decent run, but they drew. Come on now, you know what I mean? Monaco 0-0, terrible after what I saw against Real Madrid. Like Tottenham's had favorable games in the Champions League. They really have. So let's see how they do in the round 16. But again, who's going to be the manager to take them as far as that possible? That is the question mark. You know what I mean? And then what is this manager going to do in the Premier League? Are they still in the FA Cup? I don't even know. So there's a lot of questions that needs answering, in my opinion. A lot of questions that need answering. So that's news on Thomas Frank being sacked by Tottenham. Let me know your thoughts again. Good appointment or not? I think that's a rhetorical question. I can't lie. And then again, who's going to replace him? That's another question. And that's not rhetorical. So let me know in the comment section down below. And what do you think Tottenham will do now that he's sacked? Again, I don't know if it's rhetorical or not. You let me know. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to dip. Take care. Yeah. Also, by the way, go check ZeerTalks FCB Bayern channel. I will be there later on tonight for the Watch Against Leipzig and wrestling channel for more wrestling content there as well. So, yeah, go check those out. Anyway, take care. Peace out.